How's it going, ladies and Bruce? I'm Bobby Sixkilla and welcome back to Disco Elysium. Now, we've just finished talking to everybody here in the church. We're gonna go talk to those disco people outside again, see what they're up to, and shit, I don't even know. We've been up to so much. The dead body. We've been very busy. Oh, the library card, we haven't looked at that. A library card found from the pocket of a dead man on the Martinez boardwalk. It's still slightly damp to the touch. The cover bears a stamp of Jamrock Public Library. The library card is folded into two and is still slightly wet to the touch. The front reads Central Jamrock Public Library Card, issued to Billy Magine. Expires July 53. Billy is a unisex name. Could be the deceased or his family member. Look at the back. If lost, please return the card to the library. Dial 005025521 or visit us on Miro Street 58, Jamrock. Business hours 9 to 18. You should first decide what to do with the corpse before taking any further actions. Talk to Kim about it. Look inside. Whoever owns this card is an avid reader. Find a list of books written in blue pencil. Radio thriller. Stand a Little Less Between Me and the Sun. The last one is on the list is The Glinting Curve by M. Thibaut Bolt. A library stamp indicates that the book has been returned. Most of these titles seem to be in the sci-fi genre. Some thrillers too. We'll look at that later. I assume we can ring that number then. We'll go talk to the party people next. Before we continue exploring the place. Obviously they're up to something.
Hi again. So, how are things going?
About the church door. How long have those people been locked in there? Not long, like a week maybe, he shrugs. How can you be sure they haven't starved to death? I'm super sure they're alive, I mean, come on. I'm at least 90%, maybe 85% sure they're still alive. Somewhere in the ruinous past that led you here, there was something called exams. You might have learnt the term involuntary manslaughter there. Andre, do you know what involuntary manslaughter means? Yes, I do. I listen to Channel 8 all the time. I know about crime stuff, and I assure you, officer, that is not what's happening here. I'm at least 80% sure they're alive. I mean, come on. Most people aren't even that alive in their entire lives. What does that even mean? I don't know. He pauses to think. What does anything mean, really? Oh yeah! He looks at his friend with an expression of profound understanding. Sounds like nonsense. You're right. It is nonsense. Total garbage. I knew you'd see through it. You're one smart cop. I get by. Now, where was I with that padlock? He nods, attentively, ready to answer the question of one smart cop. About the church, I checked it out. And, he tenses up, what happened? I talked to the shadow-clad being climbing the beams. A man living on the ceiling. Oh man, the crab man you mean. Who is he? What did you think? Seemed okay, to be honest. Very spiritual. Really? Huh, interesting. What's he doing in the church? Just preaching and praying, from the looks of it. No matter, the paranoid young man mumbles gruffly. Is he going to be a problem? Yeah, annoyed is right. Let's get back to the point. What are we going to do about him? You told me you wouldn't mind the nightclub at all. Oh no man, doesn't feel like a major hindrance to you? He rubs his jaw. A spooky guy climbing around and all the guests trying to have a nice friendly, hyper time? You're just going to have to live with the crabman. I guess it's not a massive problem now that I think of it. Everyone's welcome to dance till the morning light, yeah. Maybe, I guess we'll figure something out. Okay, what about the other spooker? The one in the grandma's clothes, did you see her? I was using the mainframe when sooner the former lead programmer of Fortress Accident appeared. A programmer, that's odd. What was she like? Did you ask her about the nightclub? She said you guys haven't been honest to me with your plans. Come on man, who will you trust, a spooky programmer or us? We just want to make the world a better place. Feel the love, get down and feel it. The stuffy tent muffles the last two words. The command fails to impress. A half-hearted sell of something which does not seem worth buying. The love? No, I'm not feeling it at all. You'll get there, believe me. When we got our gear up, things will be flowing and pumping. Anyway, now that's settled, how did she seem? I mean, disposition-wise. About the dance club idea. Ja or 9? Rocking it or dropping it? She did not like the Anadic dance club idea. What a pity. That's my favourite thing in the world. He drops a hammer back on the toolbox, and she doesn't like it at all. A shame, he sighs. What can we do now? Do you see a way out of this jam? And into the laser-lit future of dance and unity? Unity dance. She made it very clear she won't leave until her own project is finished. And you can't just evict her? No, I won't evict her. We have to come up with a different solution. Look at you, Honor Man. No, Noid, he's right. Maybe we've approached it the wrong way after all. I'm sure there's workaround. We can make a deal not to bother her. If it's okay with her, we just want to get in the church and spread the joy and ecstasy of music. The lines in the dark exist. Coexist. At least Crabman seems like an advanced being. He's hard, he'll understand. Yeah. He can do his climbing thing in the tower and the programmer. Does she like Anadic dance music? She absolutely does not. Really, truly despises it. Egghead cannot believe what you just said. Made him pump the jam a little slower for a moment, but then he returns to the full swing of it. No worries, we'll figure it out. The man nods enthusiastically, then leans in and whispers, if coexisting fails, you can always muscle her out, right? If it's okay with you, what do you think? I refuse to throw her out, but I can try convincing her. He smiles wide like a replica of his friend with the large head. Excellent, good luck, my friend. You mentioned some kind of Ecclestes own the church. Who are these? Oh yeah, that's a Meteran name for the founding party. So it'd be cool to use it. If you don't know what the founding party is, there might be a way to mask it with a minor demagoguery. Let's just mask it. Come to think of it, I've never really looked them up, you know? I can't give you a precise definition, but they're a powerful religious organization. And they have roots in ancient mass society, he pauses. And they're the custodians of the Pericanassian church. Plus, they anoint the innocents. They, like, made the innocentic system, no? They sound like the exact kind of people who would want dance music in their church. Now, Andre, in your opinion, would this ancient religious organization who anoints the innocents want a dance club in one of their churches? Totally, there isn't a trace of doubt in his voice. The Pericanassian church is about love. Anadic music is about love. I got love for my Pericanassian posse. Love is the relay of out of death. We dance. He violently shakes the tape player, as if to see if he can break it. Love is hardcore. Unity. Unity. Make some noise for the Insulindian posse. He turns the volume up, then looks at you with a knowing nod, as if it's obvious you'll now break into dance. You feel it. The Anades and the cathodes coursing through you. Your big toe starts tapping along with the bass, as if testing the water. I don't quite understand what you're talking about. I guess love could be pretty hardcore. Now I understand it was lame of me to suggest otherwise. Anadic music is about love and the no. I don't know, man. Enjoy the beat. Feels good. I don't think any sane organization would want this absurdity in their church. That's pretty downbeat. I think I speak for all of us when I say we expected the Lord to be more open to the idea of love, unity, and the Pericanassian posse. I don't understand a single thing you're saying. Yeah, he shrugs with melancholy. I know you don't. So you got any questions? The one with the large head is still looking at you, nodding his head, waiting for your body to start moving. His expectation is fierce. You can't be scared of moving a little bit, are you? Get the grind on. That's it for now. I don't know, man. I don't really want to talk to convince Suna or evict her. I don't really want to do either. I'm certainly not going to evict her, and I don't think she should have to put up with them if she doesn't want to. She was there first. You know? Fuck those guys. Let's have a talk to her anyway while we're here. You never know. She might change her mind without much discourse.
Yes, what is it?
What if you didn't have to leave? I talked to Andre. He wants to make it work. I don't want to make anything work, she replies, her expression unchanged. Hold on, you don't want to make anything work? Yes, anything. I don't want to make anything work. Suggestion. Convince her to cooperate with the ravers. It's a white chick. Oh, you might be able to put that up first. Suggestion. Have you got anything that debuffs suggestion? No. Do you have anything that buffs suggestion? I don't think so. Oh wait, no, it's minus suggestion. Oh, there you go, +1 suggestion. One more point.
Yes, what is it?
Easy. When her research is done, she can move out. Listen, about your research, you mentioned earlier it's not going very well. Maybe I can help with something. What? She looks up from her work, disoriented. No, I don't really need any help with the project. But if I could help you finish the project, then you would have to live in a church next to a boom boom anymore. Just think about it. She thinks about it, a glassy look in her eyes. A gust of wind brings in more snow from the broken gallery. It touches her hair. Alright, she says finally, blinking twice. Bring me the game's off-site copy from my workspace, if you really want to help. It's stored on a filament memory, and I'm unable to go and fetch it myself. By your old workspace, do you mean the studio of Fortress Accident in the Doom commercial area? Yeah, that's the one. You just have to get through the bookshop. Just have to do some explaining to the bookstore lady. I've actually already been inside the Doom commercial area. Good. Then you might know the giant ice bear fridge in the building cellar. The filament is inside the fridge. Just go and get it. It is not. Where exactly is the off-site copy? In the giant ice bear fridge. I just told you. It has red glowing eyes. It's impossible to miss. You need to get the off-site copy from the ice bear. I found a note on the ice bear fridge. It said the off-site copy has been moved to a safer place. She freezes. Wait. A note from whom? Did it specify where they took the filament memory? It said the off-site copy had been taken to a nearby ice cream maker. The note was signed by someone named Sulislaw. Zawasa. Of course, she relaxes. Our project lead, Sulislaw Ziwasa. God, he was always so hell-bent on keeping a copy somewhere safe and feature creep. She mutters, in the Valley of the Heads. Looks like it would have made a difference. The off-site copy was perfectly... Like it would have made a difference. The off-site copy was perfectly safe when the data loss happened. The data loss was anomalous. She crosses her arms defiantly. And the heads. I won't even get into the heads. Million of them. She stops. Go find that copy from the ice cream maker, will you? Thanks. Valley of the Thousand Heads? You like the sound of that? I found the ice cream maker, but I couldn't get it open. It's completely frozen. This is getting ridiculous. Can't you just defrost it? Or I don't know. I don't know about the ice cream maker. Just figure something out. By the way, we put a dead body in that fridge. Wait, what? She looks up alarmed. Whose dead body? It's the body of the hanged man. And what is it doing in the fridge? Don't worry, I put it there temporarily. It's all part of an official police investigation. You put it there. She leans back, massaging her eyelids. You put a dead body inside the ice bear fridge. Just wanted to let you know. Okay, she says, pressing her fingers to her eyebrow ridge. Very cool, thanks for keeping me in the loop. What is this? What is an off-site copy and why do you need it? It's a backup of my former employer's project, the radio game we were working on. It's stored on a filament memory, just like the ones inside this radio computer. She points to the glowing cube inside the machine. The backup itself is destroyed now, but I'm hoping we can use what's left to pinpoint the exact location of the anomaly. We just have to go to my old workspace and get the filament. Hold on. If it's called an off-site copy, then why is it still on-site? Good question. Oh god, not this again. She takes a deep breath before letting it all out. It is not on-site, it is in the basement. Perfectly safe and not connected to the front at all. Basement? Sounds like it's technically still on-site. And no, taking it outside the building wouldn't have protected it from data loss. There's nothing wrong with keeping it in the backup in the basement. What happened was a freak accident, and has nothing to do with how the backup was stored. We clear? She stares at you with pleading, furious eyes. Alright, I'll go get it. Jeez. Thanks. She thinks for a moment. She reaches behind the radio computer and hands you what looks like an oversized pry bar. And here's my Kvalsund multi-tool. You might need to hack loose some ice. It opens everything. If you get me the off-site copy, you can keep the Kvalsund. This glorious multi-tool makes regular pry bars completely obsolete. Nice. That's pretty good. Oh my god, look at this thing. Damn, we're gonna be a badass with this thing. There we go. Guess we'll keep exploring the beach then. We got a lot to do once we get back to Martinez proper, but we got more to explore still. Anywhere to go is up here now. I think. We must be getting to the edge of the water, like, there can't be that much more to explore out here, really, surely. Come on. Come on. Money. We have $53. We're basically rich. The rusty gears used to turn the whole machine. The chain trails off into the ocean, to who knows where. The barrel has been recently discarded. It still smells of fuel oil. An old door worn by elements guards the depot. The wind has blown a sand dune in front of it. The door hasn't been opened in a long while. You see a handle. What is this thing anyway? The concrete structure looks military in origin. Over half a century old at least, but sturdily built. Interfacing impossible. 3%. I need to change my jacket back. I forgot about that. What jacket were we rocking? Wasn't that one, was it? Esprit de Corps and Visual Calculus. That's my jacket. Let's see what else we can find around here. We need to boost our interfacing then. And we already got 2 extra interfacing from those gloves. I'm holding down tab. There is nothing out here. Oh, here's something. Cigarette butts, cleaned away under a rock. Brand, Tio Motiri. You take a mental note. Tio Motiri. Seems important somehow. Someone made a campfire here a long time ago. Is that an antenna? A rusted broken control box for the radio relay tower. That's it, we're at the edge. We can start heading back to Martinez proper. Ugh, don't want that. Tiny inlets here. Off in the far distance where the posts trail toward something. This ladder is too rusty to climb. The sea air is eating away at it. This relay tower coordinates boat traffic in the bay. Barely. Alright, it's time to head home. Well, home's not the right word. Back to Martinez proper, I guess. We've been exploring so long, it's nearly 4 o'clock in the... Oh, 3... It's after 3 in the afternoon. 1 rhetoric minus 1 empathy. Yeah. I mean, I should try them all on, because they might have stuff in their pockets or whatever. Lots of things have had that. We haven't been to where the abandoned hospital is either, yet. Sure, we'll discover that eventually as well. Geez, that wasn't very far back. Have we explored over this side yet? Not sure if we have. Oh, that's where the guy is teaching his son. Where can we go if we keep going this way? Anywhere? No, that's right, it's a dead end here. Alright, well, I guess that means it's back to Martinez proper definitely then. Interesting. We found a lot out here. We have a lot of people to talk to once we get back to Martinez though. A lot of people. Let's head back. Oh wait, I didn't talk to these guys. Who are you guys?
Hey, Sixkilla!
A 30-something man clad in a 2-piece lycra, trademark, trading suit, tracksuit, puts down his pilsner and extends his hand in greeting.
Good to see ya. How's business? How's the old reality situation treating ya?
Shake his hand.
So what's happening?
He picks up his beer. Wait, tequila?
Yeah, Tequila Sunset. How are the, high concept reality based adventures proceeding?
He says it like it's obviously a name. Like you're calling someone Billy Brunel or leader of the 4th Street Gang. Dunno, people tell me I'm a cop. Getting used to that.
It's good to hear you're on top of things. Talking about the youth, did you know that I used to be a real mover and shaker?
He thoughtfully picks at his shit-stained lycra jacket.
Sadly, things ain't going that well in Idiot Doomspiral land. Haven't found those keys yet, haven't won that great piece of arse back. No word from my business buddies.
Takes a sip from his beer. Idiot doom spiral, huh? This is bound to be a good, high-concept conversation. At last. What do you guys do around here? We're saving the world. He looks at his comrades. Please, please don't call. Don't call, begs the man in the pipe. Okay, we're drinking. We're drinking alcohol. That's what we're doing. I tried to save the world once, a long time ago, with enterprise, creativity, and willpower. That didn't work out. So now it's a pirate's life for me. What is a tequila sunset? You keep saying it. It's you. You're tequila sunset. How do you know this? We've met before, don't you remember? No, you sure don't. No. Aha! He takes a sip from his beer. Do you want to know how tequila sunset came to be? Go ahead. Let me take a sip to moisten up my chords. He takes a big sip, then begins. Tequila sunset rolled into Martinez last Friday, and by tequila sunset, I mean you. The man. The myth. Wait, did we meet on Friday? Hey, let's not jump ahead of ourselves. This is your story. Stop interrupting. He takes another sip, then continues. You got here on Friday to solve a case. Hoping to be the early bird who gets the worm. And by the worm, I mean the buzz, because as far as I know, all you did was get pissed drunk. Word on the street is you went around the local hostel telling people you're a police officer and it would be really fucked up if you shot yourself in the head right in front of them. That's pretty high concept if you ask me. It is. Does that sound like something you'd do? Yeah, probably. What happened then? It was late Saturday night when we, the Union of Moribund Alcoholics, were getting our drink on. Nothing remarkable about this. We get our drink on 24/7. Makes everything warm and glowy. I trust you know the feeling. One moment we hear the sound of a motor carriage revving up somewhere on the plaza, followed by a series of dings and bangs. Do you remember the sound of wood cracking? The billboard. Naturally, loud noises pique the interest of anyone owning a pair of ears. That's just the reality we're in. Naturally. Anyway, there was a brief silence, a gasp of silence if you will, followed by a real commotion. We heard the carriage careening towards the coast at top speed. It sounded like someone jumped into the canal. We grabbed our brewskis and rushed to the jetty. Never underestimate the speed of an alcoholic. What we saw was a sight to behold. A beat-up police carriage containing you, right there on the beach. You revved the engine and screamed at the top of your lungs. The time hath come. So naturally, being the curious cat I am, I asked, what time hath come? To which you replied, the time hath come for tequila sunset, the end of all things. Oh god, what happened next? Your reality contracted. You jammed the pedal, ploughed right off the jetty and through the ice. Your hands cramp on the steering levers. We ran toward the ice while you crawled your way out, miraculously unhurt, covered in seaweed and shit, like some kind of sea monster. When we finally got there, you were sitting on the beach crying. You said that your badge and uniform were in the car. It was too late to get in there, the carriage had sunk too deep. In this way, you and your motor carriage have a lot in common. Recognizing a brother in need, we offered our condolences and invited you to party with us, which you naturally agreed to. What else was there to do? Thank you, brothers, for your helping hand. We asked about the whole tequila sunset thing. You told us it was your name now, and insisted we all call you that from now on. My real name is Harry. No, that's just what your mother called you. Your real name is Tequila Sunset. Just embrace it, brother. How long did we party for? Hours. It was an all-night drink-a-thon. Then at some point, I think it was Sunday morning, you got belligerent and wanted to talk about Revacholian women. How they're beautiful and also whores and so on. How one of them fucked you real bad after a short while. You crossed the event horizon, looking sullen, got up and left without saying anything. Now that's a story. It was the greatest thing the fishing village has seen since Rosemary tried to use a crab to open his beer. Aye, that were a classic too. Did I tell you anything specific about this person that fucked me? You were pretty vague about it, but you kept saying you got fucked real hard, and that we've all been fucked too. No one's fucked me, I do the fucking around here. Abigail. It seems pretty painful to be honest with you. If I had to guess, I'd say you were still working through some shit. Did I mention losing anything else? Besides your gun and your badge, you said something about your hope, or heart, or something. To be honest, the details are a little hazy. In retrospect, I guess you lost your motor carriage too. That's a big one. Did I say anything about my colleagues? You told us that they were a bunch of fucking losers whose main interest was cramping your style. No specifics though, it was more about you that night. You were the star of the show. Did I say anything about the case? Yeah, you said it was no biggie and you'd solve it in no time. He takes a strong quaff on his beer, and that you don't need anyone to do it. You're doing it solo now. Did we talk about politics? No, not really. He's talked a lot about some sad churches and how everyone is just out to fuck you. Did you get a read on what kind of cop I was? You kept calling yourself a goddamn superstar who cleared 501 cases. As you've already determined, the actual number is 216. But what's a little embellishment between friends? No thanks to the squares at the precinct, as you put it. That's enough. He nods. It's a hard thing for a man to confront his past. That's why I avoid mine at all costs. You seem like you're characterized by your storytelling ability. Wanna tell me another one sometime? Whoop-de-doo. So I'm a fucking storyteller, he says, slapping his knee. Right, why not? Better than a beach bum. Yes, wanna tell me how you became idiot doom spiral? It depends, really. Are you willing to help me out? The gleam in his eye and the slouch in his posture is so incredibly familiar. You might get scammed here. You want booze, don't you? His eyes light up. I don't want it, man. I need it. Can't tell stories without it. Dry stories are boring, you see. So, have you got anything for a good old idiot doom spiral? A bottle for the story? Seems fair to me. Yeah, I got a potent pilsner. Not much, but it'll do. He grabs the bottle from your hand and uncorks it immediately. Before he can start, one of the other bums interjects. Hey, Spiral Boy, you gonna share that? Don't call Abigail. Shut up, guys. I'm telling a story here. He turns to you. Something happened to you. Something happened to me, too. My actual name is George, but around here, you already know, I was once a reasonably high net worth individual. A founder/junior partner at a high concept creative services agency. When my story begins, I just had landed a major contract with an insurance firm. I used the profits from my agency to finance what I call a cultural incubator. Abstract, vague generation. Value per person, high concept stuff. I developed the paradigm. Worked with the paradigm. But the burden of leadership weighed heavily on me, so I went jogging every so often to keep myself sane. That's right, getting a good run in is important to maintaining your physical and mental health. Speaking of, when's the last time you did your laps, pork chop? Did the jogging help? It did. With my trusty Sansarique tracksuit, I felt like I could conquer the world. But now dreams are worn thin, much like my tracksuit, he says thoughtfully, brushing dust off his shit-stained pants. What happened? One day I left on my evening run. As you may know, it's impossible to clear your head when you're distracted by the sound of keys jangling in your pockets. He shakes the bottle and makes a ringing sound. His eyes are clouded. His dilated blood vessels encircling his irises like stinging brambles. His eyes are your eyes. So I removed the keyring and put the keys for the front gate and the apartment into different pockets. To stop the jingling, you see. At least that was the plan. I was halfway done with my usual lap when it started to rain. The reality situation became very wet very quickly. Go on. I made my way back home and discovered I didn't have the key to the front gate. I mixed it up with the key to the letterbox, which was useless. Naturally, the situation required me to climb over the gate, which I did. There was no climbing down. Because I slipped and landed on my ass. Say nothing. Reality was looking rather grim. Just then, me lying on my ass in a mud pit in the middle of a heavy shower. But when life knocked me down, I always got up. So I made my way across the yard, standing in front of my apartment door, fumbling with my pockets, and I realized I'd also forgotten my apartment key. You gotta be shitting me. He turns his head towards the skies and says, I wish I were, Tequila. I wish I were. Instead of my apartment key, I'd taken the key to the office. Okay, so what happened next? I rang my neighbour's buzzers. It was too late. Most of them didn't even answer. Those who did assumed I was trying to sell them something and hung up before I could even explain the situation. People are naturally wary of admin, you see. One moment, someone chats you up. 5 minutes later, you bought a box of edible lingerie and a strap-on. I don't begrudge them, especially since I was known for being one of the best. He pauses meaningfully. Just then, I experienced a moment of clarity. I still had the key to my office. I could wait out the storm there. But when I reached my office, I remembered that I'd asked one of my producers to change the locks that day. And since I'd hired only the best, he'd already done it, and I couldn't get in. Anyway, long story short, life spiraled out of control. I haven't gotten into my apartment for years, and my girlfriend left me because she didn't want to date a homeless man. The company, well, you see where I'm going with this. So now you've heard my tragic tale. What do you think? Like nothing you've ever heard, huh? Takes a long swig from his drink. What? Is that it? I feel like some steps are missing. Tequila, I've thought about the series of events for a long time. If there was anything else to it, I would have thought of it by now. There's a black point in the world, a hole. It's already claimed an entire commercial area. Maybe you're another one of its victims. This would explain a lot. I've always believed it wasn't my fault that I ended up homeless on the beach with these two bums. He looks at his partners with a glint of sadness. God bless them, though. I'd be alone without them. Anyway, that was all the story one bottle gets you. He turns his eye to the bottle. Almost empty, this one. Why do you keep losing all your stuff? Good fucking question, Sixkilla. If I knew the answer, you'd think I'd be hanging out on a beach in this formerly premium, but now extremely dirty two-piece lycra tracksuit? I used to own my reality situation. My business buddies and I had our own creative services agency. I had a nice apartment, an even nicer piece of ass, and somehow it all got away from me. Now I can't hang on to anything. Just last week I stole this nice new jacket, but when I lost it too. Only things I haven't lost are these two drunks. Tell me about this other lost jacket. Sixkilla, it was a verifiable tragedy. It was practically brand new. Sure, it didn't really go with my lycra threads, but it did itch a lot less. He looks at you bleary-eyed. Say, you're a detective, right? Maybe you can hold old Doom's spiral out, solve the case of the missing jacket. What do you say, Sixkilla? Okay, sure. Where'd you lose it? If I knew where I'd lost it, don't you think I would have it? I mean, maybe it was up by the boardwalk, or walking along the beach, or checking out the abandoned fish market. It's a lot of places. Somewhere north of here, that's for sure. You could ask around, see if anyone's seen it. Is it that one that's hanging on that fence that's all crusty and shit? What's up with the tracksuit? What, you never seen 100% lycra before? Go on, feel that primo material. The man extends his arm. You really shouldn't touch it. I'll just admire it afar, thanks. He nods. That might be the right idea. This here's one of the last of its kind. Should probably be in a museum, honestly. Takes another sip. Can't get it anymore. It was too primo even for Grad. By primo means possibly carcinogenic. Lycra was a synthetic fabric developed by manufacturers in the middle 40s, notably mainly for the swishy sound it makes as the wearer passes by. It's also known to be extremely itchy if not properly cared for. Wow, you're lucky, he never lets me feel it. That's because your paws are fucking filthy, Rosemary. We're right next to the bay, you can wash them any time. What about the other drunks? My fellow members of the Union of Moribund Alcoholics. They're exactly what they look like. Hey, Sixkilla, you want to buy some speed? Shut the fuck up, Rosemary, he's a cop, remember? I thought he was a cool cop. Don't call Abigail. And this is Abs. He points to the man in the pipe. So yeah, that's basically us, we drink together. What was the name of your agency? My agency, man? Takes a long, melancholic sip. The Boom Boom Room. Our concept was combining high art with the lowest forms of marketing. The colour red, breasts, and oil painting. I convinced my partners to reinvest some of our profits in an even more high-concept cultural incubator called Thin Air. The artists were happy. The clients were happy. I was financing a group of poets in East Revachol who were developing a new universal poetic language. But then it all went to shit. He looks toward the bay. If it sounds like it makes no sense, it's because it doesn't. Right, okay, never mind, I asked. That's so high concept, I have no idea what it means. Mixing oil painting and breasts to make art ads isn't high art, it's cynical wankery. Well, you know, sex sells. That might be the first rule of advertising. Maybe, but it's still tired. Maybe you're right, who knows? Maybe we were behind the curve. We were fucking rich, though, that much I know. Alright, see ya. You too, Sixkilla Sunset. And we got one more thing here. What does art inspire? Why does art inspire you so much? It does, yes, but what is art? Excellent question. Art is a diverse range of visual, literary, auditory, and performative creativity. It's an expression of imagination and technical skill. Additionally, it's history, criticism, and pure enjoyment. In short, art is the highest form of human communication, representation, narrative, emotion, and agency intertwined. Would I fit into the art world? I mean, have you looked at the mirror lately? You have the exact features of a savage art critic, with that beard and those clothes, dishevelled and prophetic. Perhaps you should try to critique architecture too. Hold on, is architecture also art? Of course not. It's autism, box drawing, masturbation with a ruler and a sextant, or whatever they use. You should demean and criticise the genteel institution of architecture, while extolling the virtues of pure art. Wait, what about music? Is it art? Only the most experimental kind. That's stupid. Architecture is stupid. Music is stupid. Such vigor. Already you express a sharp descriptive mind, ready for to slice through the empty and superficial in favor of the sublime and the beautiful. Do it. Become an art cop. Half art critic, half cop. Wait, don't I have to be 100% cop to get this case finished at all? Quit being so indecisive. What are you going for here? Some kind of indecisive and camp aesthetic now? Strike a bold shape here. Go art or go home. Okay, 50% art critic is what's needed to free me from my rote repetition, so be it. Exactly, it is not only your duty to only catch the criminals of the street, you must also apprehend criminals of the printing press and the gallery, the trite and derivative artists and writers of the world. Go ahead and provide savage criticisms, art cop. The world is yours to rip to pieces and reassemble. And with that, we need to wrap this episode up. But once we get back into it in the next episode, we will head directly into Martinez proper, talk to the bookshop lady, crack open the thing and get the computer program for the lady, and interview that other lady. You know, there's a lot to do. Till then, I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. Thanks for hanging out with me, and I'll see you in the next one.